Okay, so what type of oil do I use on my Jaw Harps? Let's just go over and take a moment to go over a little bit of simple Jaw Harp care. You have your Jaw Harp, you play it, and when you get done playing with it, you want to make sure to wipe all of the moisture off. You can use yourself a clean, soft rag or paper towel or whatever you choose, but wipe off the moisture when you're done playing it. And make sure, the most important part is make sure to get in here with your rag, go all the way to the end. Because when I see rusting on people's harps, most often it's right here because we're hurriedly wiping away and a little bit of moisture gets left on there and that causes rusting. We don't want that. So you play the harp, wipe it free and clear of moisture, and then what kind of oil do you use? Now I've heard of some people using olive oil. What I've found with olive oil is that it leaves a tacky surface after the olive oil dries. So I'm not a big fan of olive oil. However, olive oil will work, but you will find you have stickier harps. Whatever oil you use, make sure not to be using like motor oil and oils that are unsafe. You want to make sure you're using a food safe oil. What I do is I use just regular coconut oil. Go to your supermarket, get yourself some coconut oil, but I don't keep it in the big jar. I like to use tiny little jars. Now what I did is me and my wife had eaten at a restaurant, and at the restaurant they gave away little fancy cute jelly jars. I kept it. I ate the jelly, I washed it out, and then I filled it full of coconut oil. Now you could use any small little container. Carmex containers work as well. What I like with oil is coconut oil at room temperature at like 60 some degrees or whatever will most of the time be solid, but you can put your finger on it and rub it just like you would Carmex or a balm, and you'll actually have the oil, the heat from your body melt it. You'll have the oil on there, and you can rub it on your harps. Now, the way that I get oil from here to here, you can use a spoon and spoon it in there dry, but what I use is heat. Now, it is solid at room temperature. We're just going to go ahead and melt this out of here and refill it, and you'll watch. The coconut oil will melt fairly quickly. Yeah, see our coconut oil is getting smaller and smaller. I'd gotten kind of down to the bottom of this, and I'm like, ooh, I want to wash this out, put some fresh coconut oil. The last couple times I refilled this, I was lazy and I just spooned it in there and then used my thumb to pack it in there. But this is my preferred method of getting, oh, there we go. Coconut oil just floated off the bottom. Boom. Now, I used hot water to do that. For this came in a plastic jar. I don't want to get this too hot. Now, you could run hot water over it, but when you heat up plastic, sometimes the plastic leaches into the substance that's inside. So you can run hot water over your glass jars, but over a plastic jar, you either want to use just warm water or set it on a sunny window or over a warm air vent or in a warm car for just a little bit to warm it up. Let's see if we can't. I'm not going to use hot. I'm just going to use warm. Let's see if we can't warm this up. And I'll probably do a time lapse or speed this up. The water's getting a little bit hot. I'm going to sit there and let warm water run over that for a bit. Let's just take a moment, check. We've been running a minute. Looks like it's beginning to melt. Let's give it a little bit more time running. Well, it seems like we're melting at a decent pace. I want to get all that melted. Maybe we'll put this plug in here and let the bottom of it soak in some water for a few minutes to help speed up the melting of this. Now, this isn't hot water. This is just warm water. I don't want to heat this plastic too much. Heat plastic bed. All right, we've been soaking for a little bit. It looks like our coconut oil has turned liquid, so we'll drain that out of there. Now, next we want to fill it into a smaller container that we can use our thumb to get into. Here I have my jelly jar. And now that the coconut oil has turned liquid, I can go ahead and just pour that into here. I don't normally fill them up all the way. I've got it most of the way filled. Next, we'll cool it back down or just leave it sit. Now, coconut oil may already be liquid in your home if your home is warmer, or if you're outside or you're in a garage or it's summertime. Upstairs, your coconut oil is probably going to be liquid. Now I'm going to go ahead and cool this down. Okay, now I went ahead and cooled this down, and it is pretty solid at room temperature. Now, have a jaw harp. I'll play my jaw harp. I get done playing it, I'll wipe it free and clear of moisture. Make sure to get any moisture off there. Don't want to leave any on there. Next, I have my coconut oil in my little jar. I take my finger and see how my finger will even liquefy that. I got the little bit of oil on there. Boom. I get all the way in here. I also go all the way, make sure we get all the way to the tip. Boom, there we go. Jaw Harp is ready to be stored for a couple weeks while I play. Now, if you're going to do long-term storage, coconut oil may not be the best option, especially if you're in very humid environments. However, for everyday players, and sometimes harps of mine will sit for like a month without being played. I'll rotate in 10 or 15 harps for the weekend, concentrate on playing those, then rotate them back out. Anyways, what do you use for your oil? And I encourage you to use a food-safe or food-type oil like the coconut, unless you are, of course, allergic to coconut. However, just so long as you're not using toxic oils like car oil, motor oil, oils for tools, you will be good. I love y'all. Harp out.